Hi, Greg Mitchell here again. Thanks for joining us in this series of videos as we introduce you to our exclusive 8 Elements to Success Through People model. Keep in mind as you watch the videos that the model is all about helping you drive real results in your business, improve products and services, improve culture, staff engagement, improve productivity and profitability. In today's video, we'll take a look at valuing others. Okay, so let's talk a bit about valuing others. At a basic level, it's really pretty simple. Most of us like to feel appreciated, we like compliments, we like when our work is acknowledged and people think that we've made a difference, and they tell us so. But unfortunately, it doesn't often happen in the workplace, or certainly not as regularly as it should. Really good businesses understand the difference that valuing others can make. A recent study by Globoforce, for example, found that 69% of respondents said that they would work harder if they felt that they were better recognised within the workplace. A study by Burson and Associates found that those organisations which effectively recognise their employees tend to have, on average, 14% better staff engagement than those businesses in which staff are not so well recognised. And then you've got studies from Gallup which say that those organisations with higher levels of staff engagement are on average 22% more profitable than their non-engaged cousins. So some pretty compelling reasons for valuing others. It drives staff engagement, which in turn drives productivity and profitability. Okay, so valuing others is important in terms of helping us achieve success through people. Not only does it make people feel good, encourage their engagement, but it also makes business sense. So at a practical level then, just what can we do to improve how we value others? Well, there's the good old mainstay, saying thank you for a job well done, recognising the effort that people have put in and the outcomes that they've achieved. So long as it's genuine, heartfelt, well-deserved, this can have an enormous impact on staff engagement. So don't underestimate the simple things. Also, don't underestimate some of the social things. Things like celebrating personal and professional milestones, welcoming new members of the team with a cake, a morning tea, farewells, people going on maternity leave and so on. These are significant events and people appreciate that you recognise those milestones in their lives. Perhaps also consider developing a simple recognition program for staff that go above and beyond the normal call of duty. These can be quite complex and it's important to spend some time getting them right. As a rule of thumb, I generally find that those programs that are developed in conjunction with their staff and which are linked back clearly to the values and the goals of the business tend to be most successful. Of course, we can't really talk about valuing others without at least touching on remuneration and benefits. Now, remuneration and benefits is a strong motivator for some people. There's little doubt about that, particularly in some roles where it's expected as a real driver of performance, such as sales-based roles. However, there's plenty of research that tells us that remuneration and benefits are not quite the motivator many of us think they might be. Indeed, they tend to be more of a demotivator if they're not at the required level. But so long as we're being paid fairly in terms of the market and others within the business, remuneration and benefits tend not to be a significant motivator for sustained higher levels of performance. So in terms of remuneration and benefits, I'd suggest 2 things. Firstly, make sure that you're paying at least the market rate so that people don't feel the dissatisfaction of not being paid fairly. Secondly, if you are using remuneration and benefits as a bit of a motivating strategy within your business, please make sure it's not the only strategy you have in place for valuing others. It drives some people, it doesn't drive everybody. Finally, in terms of valuing others, don't underestimate the importance of clear communication. Engaging staff within the business, telling them where you're going, seeking their opinion, in itself shows that you value them and that you appreciate them. Today we've only really been able to touch the surface of what's involved in terms of valuing others. Hopefully it's been enough though to give you a few ideas and a few tips to help you along your way. Thanks for watching. If you need any further information or support, be sure to check out our website or give us a call. We'd love to hear from you.